Hello, welcome to episode 21 of the Turner's Digest. My name is Alex, otherwise known as Fear the Z, and as always, disclaimer, I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. Again, the same as episode 20, I'm still away from my main setup, but I wanted to get something out for y'all, so sorry if there's a bunch of background noise or it doesn't sound as good as normal. As always, we'll start it off with a shout out to the Patreon, patreon.com/Turner's Digest. So new members we have include John, Ryan, and I'm just gonna say N. They have like a name. I don't know what they want me to say, so I'm just gonna say the letter N. And then always shout out Cleed for the Cleed tier. I also have a referral page that has all my referral links. Any referrals that I reference in this episode will be posted both in the companion site as well as on my referral page if it's supported there. We're gonna jump right into this because I'm not gonna dilly-dally too much today. First, I have some data points for the incidental airline credit on the Bank of America Premium Rewards or Premium Rewards Elite card. Mine specifically the Premium Rewards Elite flavor. That card, the Elite flavor, comes with a $300 incidental airline credit. The Premium Rewards comes with just $100 every year for the same credit. But there's a great post that Dr. Credit has that I've linked to that shares what counts, what actually triggers that bonus. And the easiest way for me to use that is American Airlines gift cards. You can just buy it on aa.com/gift cards. Buy $100 gift cards there to eat up your credit. I don't know if it works on higher than $100. I've just done 100 in the past, so I'm continuing to do 100. So for this $300 credit, I'm draining it out with $100 three times. This benefit also resets on calendar year, not annual fee, so you can get it twice before your annual fee kicks in, potentially three times. Dr. Credit's also talked about that in the past, but I have a data point on this. I gave the link to my comment on Dr. Credit, but November 10th, I purchased a $100 gift card. I'm not sure when the meter moved. There's a meter in app that lets you track your progress of using it, but I know by November 15th, both the meter moved and my credit posted, so it's good to know that American Airlines gift cards are still working. Next, my Blue Peak $1,500 purchase on my Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card counted as just a regular purchase, not as a cash advance, which is nice, so I earned a little cash back there. There's also someone reached out to me on email and asked me to refer them to Blue Peak, so I've done that. Listener B, I'll just say the letter B for them. They reached out and asked to get referred. You do have to send me some private information. I think it's just email and name, first name, last name, and email, not phone number. I did ask B, but I was looking at the form. It actually doesn't need phone number. So if you're interested, you can still reach out to me via either Reddit or email, turnersdigest@gmail. It's $200 for direct depositing 2 direct deposits of $500 or more. So pretty easy referral. Next, I did perform a backdoor Roth IRA. I made a mistake. I think I discussed it earlier, maybe episode like 19 or something, where I accidentally was contributing when I shouldn't have to my traditional IRA. The only thing I could do was a backdoor one. So I called up Merrill to have my traditional IRA converted to a Roth IRA, and that's all sorted. So I figured I'd cover that. You can do it online, but I called in, and I think it was a lot easier doing that way. Next, I have a data point for my citizen sign-up bonus because that hit. So for that, I received when I recently moved apartments. USPS sends some like coupons specifically for people that recently moved, and one of them was a $600 bonus from Citizens. I believe they have a churning disclosure for 6 months not holding an account. So I've done this in the past, but I closed the account. Now I'm eligible again. So I waited for my 6 months. I think it's 6 months. I waited for those 6 months to end up, and then the bonus required direct deposit $500 in 60 days in the checking, and then for 3 months straight, deposit $200 into the savings. So I have my data points listed out in a link in the companion post. I'm not going to read through each one, but it just recently paid out. So that was a nice $600 bonus. Next, apologies for the sniffles too, if you hear that. Next is a update from Ness. I was trying to use all my Ness points because they gave us until I think it's up already. for you to use them all. But I reached out to the CEO and asked if they have any more rewards coming in, because a lot of them were disappearing because people were using them. And I messaged support, and the CEO actually replied. So it looks like the CEO was fielding some customer service requests, which make that sense if they're out of money and they can't pay their employees. The CEO is taking care of it. But they said that if you do have a negative balance, that will be mailed to you in the form of a check, which I think is a legal requirement. So if you redeem cash back for statement credit, which is worth half a cent per point instead of 1 cent per point, if you go negative, it's okay. They'll mail you the check, so you'll get your money. But that did lower my sign-up bonus, which I initially had tracked as $500. That's now $350, because $300 of that sign-up bonus I redeemed at half a cent per point instead of 1 cent. And also, towards the end, they did start getting some more rewards back, but I had already redeemed all my cash back, so I couldn't use it anymore. Speaking of cashback, Curve sent an email out that they're ending their cashback in 45 days. And I've discussed this in the past. It sounds like Curve is not doing well in the U.S. at least. They specifically said that as we work to strengthen our U.S. value proposition, we will be focusing on an app relaunch and closing the app to new customers. For these reasons, our cashback offer does not fit our new focus. So it sounds like they are revamping their app. I know that I talked about this in the past, where someone akin their new app to like circa 2012 jailbreak, which it does look like that, like iOS jailbreak. We'll see if that app comes, if they gut some of the features, but as of right now, Curve is still working fine for me. So I'll definitely keep y'all posted on that if anything changes. Next, very timely, for me at least, always during Black Friday, Hulu does some kind of deal. Last year it was $1.99 for the year for I think it was their ad-free tier. No, I think it was for their ad-supported tier, but it was $1.99 for a year, which mine just ended. So it's only good for 12 months, and I did it for last Black Friday as well. And I don't pay full price for Hulu. I'll only pay for it if it's like $1 or $2 a month, because I think they want like $7 for the ad-free tier, which I barely use it anyway, but it's nice to have. And also, Disney wanted to, I think I covered this before, but Disney was upping their price from $80 a year to $140 a year, or somewhere around there. And I decided to cancel that and wait for some other bonus to come back, or some kind of offer to come back. And Hulu is offering 99 cents per month for their ad-supported plan, but then you can also add on Disney Plus for another $2 per month. Also their ad-supported plan, unfortunately, but $3 a month for both Hulu and Disney is great. And also Top Cashback is offering $12 cash back if you go through their portal first. And even with this lower rate, you can get the $12 back, at least from what Doctor of Credit is reporting. So that's a great offer. And also talking about streaming services, HBO Max is offering $3 per month for 6 months, which is definitely a lot cheaper than the normal plan. That's definitely the ad-supported plan, but it's better than nothing. Next, we have something that I mentioned on the Patreon, which is now expired, but one of the lightning deals I posted was $15 off $20 or more on DoorDash in an Italian restaurant. So I purchased lunch at in a local Italian place. The $15 DoorDash pays out in full to the restaurant, but I just only pay the extra $5. So I got a pretty big lunch for like $7 after tip, which was nice. But that's expired now, but that's just an example of what's posted to the Patreon. Like, I have no way of sending those out, and the Patreon is my means of giving your timely updates. So there's your value prop. Next, Top Cashback is offering $75 for Blue Apron. From what I've seen, you can do this multiple times. I believe I've gotten Blue Apron at least twice from Top Cashback. The reason why I'm not doing it right now is because I already have meal kits lined up for the next almost month, and when you do these Top Cashback offers, it doesn't track until the purchase is done, and normally the $75 doesn't last for very long, so I don't know what it's going to be worth by the time I actually make the payment, so I'm not worrying about it. But for those of you who want to dabble in meal kits, this is a good way to start. Next, Capital One Shopping referral is at $50 for the referrer and $50 for referee. I think you have to spend $10 using the portal. Some people are seeing $75 for the referrer and $75 for the referee. My referral is specifically showing 50-50, but there's some other links out there if you're interested. Next, Dunkin' is offering $25 gift card get $5 back. So if you're a frequent Dunkin' traveler, that's not bad. That works out to, I think, 20% off. Yeah. 20% off is decent. There is still the Venmo $1 cash back, I think, until the end of this month. I think I said until the end of the year, but it's only to the end of this month. So I can normally get pretty good deals on Dunkin', so 20% isn't great. I'm not going to hop on that, but I figured I'd share. Next, Apple's doing their Black Friday deals, and they give just gift cards. So an Apple Watch, you get a $50 gift card, iPhone 75, AirPods 75. That seems like a lot. iPad $100, Mac $200, and then accessories $50, including Apple TV, HomePod, Magic and Smart Keyboards, Apple Pencil, and Beats products. So if you're an avid Apple shopper, that's a great one. I think I have a $50 Apple gift card that I'm just not using. I think I still have it. I might have used it. I have to look into that. But I never really shop on Apple. There's normally better deals elsewhere. So Apple gift cards aren't great for me personally. Next, Webull has an IRA bonus. I'm not going to read through the terms, but it goes up to $18,000 if you have $1 million to transfer for an IRA, which is it's an incredible offer. But you have to go into Webull and you have to keep the funds until August of next year, which isn't super long, but you have to consider if it's worth it for you for moving your whole IRA over to Webull. Next, the IRS announced that they're delaying the new 1099K rules on $600 or more. And this comes in sort of like a phase-in period. So for 2023, there's going to be no change. 2024, it's lowering to $5K. And then 2025 or sometime after that, it's going to the $600. I know there's a lot of confusion here, at least for me, when I did my taxes, because my Rakuten payouts are via PayPal, but not all of those should be counted towards the 600. Like those will just show up as a 1099K, but like some of those were make a purchase and then get cash back, so it was a rebate, not like income. And I don't think that there's any way for PayPal to distinguish that, but I have to manually do it. So I'm pretty sure I already did that for last year, and I was going to do it for this year, but now they pushed off the requirement, so it makes life a little bit easier. Next, there was a pretty interesting H. Bradley article that had some nice quotes in it from someone who, I forget who it was, but someone who's in the sector and at least knows the CEO of H. Bradley, Zach. This was specifically an interview with, I believe, the CEO of Treasury Prime, which is, his name is Chris Dean. And it seems like he just has a good pulse and insight into the fintech space. So he gives some pretty decent insight into what happened with H. Bradley and some of their inner workings. So if you're interested, I thought that was a good read, but I did give some pretty high-level quotes from the article. I did directly quote from there. There's just 3 quotes that I gave on the companion site. If you want to read that, I thought it was a pretty interesting read. Next, there was just some housekeeping stuff that I did over the weekend. So there were a bunch of banks that I was going for sign-up bonuses, and they recently hit. So when that happens, I'd like to wait a couple months and then close the accounts out. So as I mentioned earlier, Citizens just recently paid out, so I called and closed that account. I also called and closed my Liberty Bank account. I attempted to close my First Commonwealth account, but they claimed that you must wait 6 months or the bonus is forfeited. That wasn't in the terms, because I always write it down in my spreadsheet. I mean, it's possible that it was in the terms, but I'm usually pretty good at writing it down, and I see no write-up about it on Doctor of Credit either, just some people in the comments mentioning it. When I called to close it out, they also told me the same spiel, so I'm just going to wait 6 months to close it. And then I'm still pending M&T Bank, Bethpage, and Ocean First. That's because those you have to make the account balances 0 to close them out, and I initiated those transfers I think on Wednesday last week, and they still haven't fully cleared yet. Like, it could be pending as an outbound transaction on their bank side, but it has to be no longer pending and fully cleared for it to go through. So I'll be working on closing those out this week. Next, I did some Black Friday purchases. So I told my mom she can't listen to this episode because some of the things in here I'm giving her, but Dyson has the V15 on sale from I think like $700 to $499, which is a pretty great deal. I'm going to give it as a gift to my dad. I think he's using a vacuum that he picked up at like an antique shop. Genuinely, I think that's where he got it. So hopefully he likes it. And then next, they're out of stock now, but Costco has Apple TVs for the 4K Apple TV for $100, and I think, let me check this. Let me pause this and get back to you. Yes, so Costco's offer is out of stock, but if you purchase from Apple the $129, which is the 4K 64 gigabyte with no Ethernet, they give you a $25 gift card with it, so it comes out to $105. And then if you purchase the, actually I think it's the same offer if you purchase the Ethernet one, but if you have Ethernet, I definitely suggest plugging it in. It's annoying that they gatekeep the Ethernet behind 128 gigs, but I personally sing song and praises about Apple TV. I personally use Android phones. My personal computer is a Mac. It's a MacBook Air M1 that I got for like $500, and I just use it for web browsing. I pretty much use it to like work on this podcast, which is just Google Docs, and I love the product. And I absolutely despise TV interfaces like smart TVs, and I don't like Google TV's implementation. But Apple TV it's fantastic. It just works. It's great, especially if I have a Mac. I can AirPlay it to the screen, no problem. It is annoying some streaming services black out the video feed when you AirPlay, which is annoying, and there's no way that I know to get around that. But I really enjoy the Apple TV. And for $100, I think it's a great purchase. I at one point the 128 size with the Ethernet was $100, but I haven't seen that sale come back in a while. So the 64 for $100 is a good deal in my opinion. Next, there were some jackets I purchased at REI. They were $24 each, pretty deep discount. And then I bought some Chukka Savadi canvases from Converse for $24. These deals are still open. If you're interested in them, definitely go through shopping portals as well for some extra cash back. And then I pretty much buy all my clothes from J.Crew, and there was a nice sweater that I got for $43, a scarf for $20, and then always shopping portals. The Capital One portal is doing, I think, 6% on J.Crew. I think that's the highest one I saw. Next, there is a expired Lightning deal. So I shared that on the Patreon, but we buy my family dog, who's walking over here now. So sorry if you hear his nails. And now he's up on the bed. We feed him Farmer's Dog because he's such a picky eater. Like, he doesn't really like kibble, but if we mix it with something, he'll eat it. And Farmer's Dog's pretty expensive, but I can get like 50% off on boxes plus some shopping portal bonuses. So we get it for a decent price. And for Black Friday, they did 100% off. So what I did was, they require you to have a unique phone number every time you open an account, and their 50% off promo is only for new accounts. So I just keep opening up new accounts and using every phone number that I know. They don't verify the phone number or anything, so like I can just give a dummy phone number, but I've been using phone numbers that have been in the family or are currently in the family. But I went through on Black Friday and purchased 2 100% off boxes, making 2 new accounts with 2 new phone numbers, and thus far it doesn't seem like they've canceled it. I did plan it to ship in the future because we already have 2 boxes and they take up a lot of space, so I think I have it coming end of December and then early January. I already do that for meal kits, so now I'm doing it for dog food. Next, there was an upgrade referral that came in for $50. It doesn't tell me who used it. I know I've shared it on Dr. Credit and on this podcast, so whoever used it, thank you. Next is something that I was talking to my family about, and I figured I'd mention here. I've definitely mentioned in the past, but I mentioned to my family that I support a couple of Patreons because I'm a pretty avid YouTube watcher. And my brother, who's younger than me, was like, wow, you give money to content creators. I was like, well, 2 of them are on Barclay cards, and they're the dollar tiers. And if you make a purchase at Barclay for less than $1 or $1, less than or up to and including $1, if you leave that as your account balance at the end of the month, Barclay will refund you and make your balance 0. So for those of you listening who have Barclay cards, you can get my $1 subscription to Patreon for free. If you just charge my $1 Patreon to your Barclay card, turn off autopay, do no other purchases on Barclay, they'll refund you the $1. I've been doing it for months now. Or excuse me, I'm doing it for years now with multiple Patreons that I have, and I don't get charged for it. I was just saying to my brother that I should probably check on it because I just assume they're refunding me every time. It's definitely not great to game the system, but I've been gaming it for a while and they haven't closed me down or anything. It keeps the account active. It gives me free Patreon subscriptions, and it just works. looking at my accounts right now, let's see. One of them says that I have a $50 purchase, which is odd. A 50-cent purchase, excuse me. And then my other card is at zero because my transactions are always $1 and then it gets refunded. Now, if I go to transactions, go to my last statement period, I'll go to the one before this one. Yeah, so I have a Patreon subscription for $1, and then the day my balance is due, I get a balance adjustment for $1. So my account goes to zero. I don't owe anything. I get a free Patreon subscription. So I was joking that, no, I don't pay for my Patreons. The bank pays for my Patreons. So if you have a Barclays card, I'll definitely willing to take your free $1 a month if you would like. Make the purchase on your Barclays card. Still should probably check it once a month to make sure it's still free. But hey, it's free and you get free access to my Patreon. Next, I figured I'd give a save upgrade. What's his name? Let me find out his podcast name because he reminded me to call this out. Turning Life. Turning Life recently talked about the save promotion, which I've covered in the past, and I was just going to give an update to how my portfolio is doing. So since I joined, my gains are $334. My return is 1.6%, and that was on I was referred, so I got $5K from that. And then I had 3 other referrals, bringing my total referral balance to $20K, and then my investment's $1K. So if you're not familiar with this, let me see what episode it was. Join, save. Sorry, this is going to take me a minute. Episode 9, I believe I covered it. So if you're interested, you can use my referral link. It's FDIC insured. You put $1,000 in, they'll invest that for you. If it goes below 1,000, you get your 1,000 back. If you gain anything, you get the gains minus their small, like I think 0.5% fee. And then for getting referred, you get another $5K that gets invested on your behalf. Again, you get the returns, and I get $5K as well for referring you. My referral link is on the companion site if you're interested. Next, update on Albert, because I shared, I think, last episode or a couple episodes ago that they're completely gatekeeping the whole app to their Genius, which is $15 a month. And I went to cancel because my free trial was ending. And in-app, they don't let you cancel unless you have no pending transactions. But if you text support, they can cancel for you. So I just literally texted them, cancel Genius, and then they sent me a message saying, oh, you can go here and cancel it. And I just replied, cancel Genius, and then they canceled it for me. It looks like my free trial is still available, so I think this is still turnable for me, which I will be doing until they literally pry it from my cold dead hands. Next is a lightning deal that I shared that is still available. Top Cashback is doing their $2.50 bonus when you spend $15 again. This is available until midnight tonight. You do have to opt in, so the link is in the show notes. You can still buy gift cards, or if you do purchase one of the things I shared above, you can activate the incentive offer, use Top Cashback as your cashback portal for your purchase, and then it'll stack on top of your bonus. Next is another lightning deal I shared, but this one's expired. Doctor of Credit shared that there was a $50 off of $100 at Amazon Fresh, and then someone in the comments shared that there's another $30 off of $75 plus on Amazon Fresh, and they actually stacked. So I spent $100 and got $80 off, which was amazing, and it was delivered to my doorstep for free. I just gave like a couple buck tip, which was nice. Basically got a bunch of groceries for free. And then finally, a little bit touching on some gift cards, because I've talked a lot in the past about gift cards I purchased, and I decided, especially with Ness and me having to have now like 15 Chipotle gift cards, I need a way to track all those. So I've made a spreadsheet that has all my gift cards in it with the gift card code and the PIN. But I figured I'd share with y'all what my current status of gift cards are. So American Airlines, I have 600 because I have 300 from previous years of having Bank of America Premium Rewards cards, and I just don't really fly American, so it kind of sucks. I'm stuck with these gift cards. And then this year, another 300 for the Premium Rewards Elite card, which I just shared about in this episode. And then come the new year, I'm going to do another 300 to eat up my credit for next year. So I'll have 900 American Airlines gift cards. I already pay an annual fee for the card, so this is already money I've spent. I'm now just getting it back in the form of gift cards. So I'll use them eventually, or maybe I'll sell them. I mean, if people are interested in American Airlines gift cards, I'm willing to sell them for like 5, maybe 10% off. So message me on Reddit or Discord or Turner's Digest, and maybe we can work something out. Next, so I do have that $50 Apple gift card still. And then I have $120 worth of Chipotle. That doesn't include the $30 I already have in my Chipotle account. And then $15 Sweet Green again from Ness. Uber, these are all in my account currently. I have $307.65 in Uber Cash in my Uber account, and then $186.65 in DoorDash credits in my DoorDash account. So total, I have almost $1,300 worth of gift cards. It's definitely a lot. Most of it is tied up in American Airlines, but I do have like a wedding to go to sometime this year, so hopefully I'm able to fly American. But that's about it. As always, I hope you enjoyed listening. Hope you had a wonderful holiday, a wonderful Black Friday, and happy holidays coming up, and hopefully I'll be coming at you all soon with another episode. Thanks for listening, as always, and have a good one.